Hey! So I just left the shelter, and I have to say that it was the most just amazing experience that I've ever been through. These women were so appreciative. They were so just so happy. They were telling me that I really inspired them, that they felt uplifted, and that's basically what this whole project was for. It was to uplift and inspire and empower. And if I did that today, then I feel good. I didn't go in there. Flashing my business card and my business and saying you need to buy this stuff from me. It was solely for the purpose of uplifting and inspiring and just giving these women a little bit of me time. You can't fill from an empty cup, so people need to understand that you need to take time for yourself, you need to pamper yourself, you need to make yourself feel good. So these women definitely, they opened up to me, they shared stories that, like I said, like I've always said, we all have different stories, we all have gone through different things, and some of the things that these women have shared, I can't even believe. All the problems that are going on in the country, the people are complaining about, and these women are dealing with this BS pretty much, it's really disgusting. But I was able to take pictures. I will share the pictures later. I have to go through and edit them because there were some women that at the last minute I think they panicked or freaked out a little, and they didn't want their face to be shown in the pictures. So yeah, I'm glad it went well too. I had a lot of fun. I was extremely nervous at the very beginning, but I said a little prayer and I made it through. We cried a little bit, and that's normal. But for the most part, it was a really amazing experience, and I'm glad that I did it. They actually were going to start doing that at this shelter. After the first of the year, we're going to try to do a just like a get together every month. So I talked to her about it, and the director, and she said yes. It'll be something that we'll do. So we'll see. Maybe I can try to get different shelters involved, and just this might be my starting point, and it might turn into something more huge than what I anticipated. But it was very, very nice. So I will be sharing pictures later, and the ones that were willing to, and the girls were so much fun. They, it was at first it was like you go in there and you're like, okay, this is how we wash our face and this is how we wash our hands, and it's kind of funny when you tell people that. It's like, hello, they know how to do this stuff, but it's amazing that some women don't, because I know when I started getting into Perfectly Posh, like, I didn't know how to care for my skin. I thought, wow, this is something that's so common sense that I should know how to do. And these women were just, they had questions. They were like, where can I purchase your stuff? And basically I put my card in there just so that they would have a little bit of a sounding board. Like, I've been through this, I know what it feels like. So I want you to text me, call me. If you just want to talk, let's go out to coffee. It doesn't even have to be about the products. It doesn't have to be about the business. Just that aside, you pampered yourself. I did what I wanted to do. I gave you some your me time. The kids were in the daycare playing. They could care less where their mothers were. They were having fun. The moms we got together and we got to get real with each other, and share our stories, and it was very intimate. It was beautiful. Let's just say it was very beautiful. And so for these women to ask, what do you have for this? What do you have for this? Because I basically brought all the masks, and then I brought all the face washes and moisturizers, and then I let them. We did a mini mani. I added that in. I thought, gosh, I'm just gonna. We started this as little facials, but let's just go all out. So I had them wash their face. I had them wash their hands. They got to scrub their hands and their arms with the body scrub, and then we applied our masks. So it was just so much fun, having what each girl would, or each woman would pick. Like, okay, no, I want that. No, I like that scent. And it was just so much fun. To see everybody with the dark masks on, or some people picked the white mask, or some, it was kind of fun to see what people were picking. and then just, you know, asking questions, and they were snapping selfies, which was so much fun. They were like, oh, look at me, I'm gonna send this to my mom or dad, and I told them I scare my kids with my zombie makeup, you know, my cackle spackle, that's what they call it, my zombie makeup. So it was just, I felt very calm after I started, because at first it was a little rough because I was shaking and I felt like I wanted to cry, and I'm just like, I was so emotional talking about my story, but in the end, I gave them some hope. So we all know hope. Hold on, pain ends, and that's ultimately what I wanted to focus on. That it ends. It does. It's a process, but it does get better from here, and we're all okay, and we all will make it. We'll all make it through. It's just a process. Whether you go through life and, you know, maybe you were treated so bad that you can't trust anybody, or maybe you were beaten bad. I mean, my story, I told these women, my story may not be as bad as some women's story, and my story may be worse than some women's story. But the fact of the matter is that we're all out of it. We're all away from it. We've all survived it. So, you know, there's police officers that I've talked to that tell me, you know, when they show up for a domestic violence report, they don't know what they're walking into. It could be the woman was beat to death. It could be flipped around, and, you know, the woman finally just flipped and couldn't take it anymore, and, you know, they show up to a dead boyfriend, dead partner, dead husband, something. You know, it's a very serious issue that needs to be addressed. And it's just really sad, because when you do go through that, you have those times of desperation, and you have those times of, oh, I wish he would just die, I wish I could just kill him, you know. But then that, in the end, just kind of, it makes it worse on you, because now you have to live with that, you know. Prison is so much worse than what you're involved in. So definitely not the answer. And then you know, when you go through it and you become bitter and you just want to, you know, curl up and die, and you want to give up, that your partner has won. He's basically, he or she has won, because that's what they want. They wanted that control in the first place, and even though you got away, you're still the one who's bitter and, you know, why me? Why did this happen to me? They still win, even though they're not together anymore. So anyway, it was just a so amazing experience. So we did the facials. So while the facials were on, it was funny because I had the cackle spackle on, so I had the, you know, the dark mask on, and I'm just standing and talking to these women, and, you know, I'm running back and forth through the hallways, and I'm trying to get water for the women, like, to rinse, and, you know, I'm standing there talking to the director, and I looked at her and I'm like, I have a mask on still. I didn't realize this is how natural these products feel, is I have this mask on, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be at home and I'll forget that it's on, and I'll answer the door and it's like the postman or something, and I'm like, oh, sorry, you know. So it was just kind of funny, like, all of us just like so vulnerable and just talking to each other, and we have these face masks on, and we're like, hey. So they loved it. They loved the fact that, you know, they could do 2 different ones. They got to detox, they got to moisturize, and then I let them use the body scrub and do like a mini mani, and then we used the hand cream, and then they got to, you know, depuff, because, you know, we all need it when we have kids. We don't sleep well, and they loved the lip scrub. So I just kept adding on little extras. So it was about, I was there 2 hours. I mean, it was the whole thing was like an hour, and then I stayed and talked to this one girl for about 20 minutes. She really wanted to share her story with me, which was fine, and, you know, I got a little insight on somebody else's life and what they went through. Anyway, so I'm gonna go pick up my kids now. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of give everyone an update of how it went today, and thank you everyone for your support, and thank you to all of you who donated. I really appreciate it. We were able to, you know, reach those 10 women there, and we had a lot of fun. And then I'm going to be doing another event on Tuesday. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I couldn't have done this without all of your support and all of your donations. So have a great day. Enjoy this Veterans Day, and know what you know, our freedom is all about. And have a great weekend. Okay, bye.